Gadi Elkon with PearlSnapDiscount.com here for the pros and cons red carpet with one of the stars from the film, Scott Yarnell, who plays the crazy ranger that saves the day, saves the star running back. Talk to me about being a former lawman yourself and how that helped you break down a door and save the day.
Well, it's all the training I've had in the 15 years as a police officer. I was on a SWAT team, so did a lot of tactical entries during that time. It was a lot of fun. It really was to come in, the movie making process, to kick down the door and well, we didn't really kick it down, but it looks like we did maybe. And come in, guns out, and rescue the star running back who was kidnapped, and reunite him with his family and his team.
Wow, it's crazy. Well, I mean, talk to us a little bit about being able to do a fun film where you guys are doing these crazy things revolved around fantasy football and just the fun of doing that with some guys.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I mean, you think about it. Fantasy football, you're making a movie about fantasy football, but it was great. It really was. The concept of it was a lot of fun. I went to the library where they shot the library scene the next day after our scene at the motel, and just watching our star actor acting through the stacks. It was hilarious. It was a lot of fun watching how they did this and just to see how they pulled the elements of fantasy football together to make something that it's actually kind of viable. If you think about it, this really could happen.
Well, that was the man on the scene, the ranger that saves the day, Scott Yarnell, here with pros and cons on PearlSnapDiscount.com. Gadi Elkon here on the red carpet for pros and cons on PearlSnapDiscount.com. We're here with Steve-O from the movie.
How you doing?
Tell us a little bit about your character, Steve-O.
My character is very much based on me. I'm very shy, quiet, always serious. Not always serious. Not very serious at all. Rarely serious at all. Yeah, I get to mess with Earl and just a major troublemaker and kind of get him into trouble.
Was it fun to kind of have that effect on Earl and be such a pain?
Absolutely. We had so much fun shooting this thing, and we messed with each other so bad. When they were doing the scene marker, we'd tell them, I'd go, "You got a booger, action." Or we'd say, "You suck, action." So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. We try to make each other break character as much as possible.
I think that's how we'll end it, though. That's the perfect ender right there. On PearlSnapDiscount.com, the red carpet with pros and cons. Gadi Elkon on the red carpet for PearlSnapDiscount.com's coverage of pros and cons. We're here with the man who runs the fantasy football world, the commish. Tell us a little bit about what the commish's role is in fantasy football.
Well, basically, it's my league, the Slappy Bush Fantasy Football League. I set the rules. I'm the one that determines how much each person has to pay to play. And, every fantasy football league has their own particular set of rules, and I have mine, and I decided to have my league be for the high-end players. I mean, we're talking about an annual salary of $60,000, which would be, again, most people's annual salary, if you got a good job, that you can win, winner takes all, just from playing in my league.
What was it like knowing that there'd be such crazy antics coming from your league? Or did you not expect this?
Oh, of course. Whenever you're talking about high dollar figures, I mean, $5,000 per person just to join my league. Oh, yeah, there's going to be crazy antics, and you just prepare for it. It comes with the territory.
What was the wildest thing you were able to witness on set and be a part of in the filming process? Outside of the commission role.
Yes, the wildest thing on the set. Gee, there's so many. I'd have to try to pick one. And right off the top of my head, I suppose it was the mascot. The dog, which belongs to the executive producer, Scott Ross himself. I wish I could remember his name, but having him on the set and having to work with his dog, that was a special treat, let me tell you.
That was the best acting experience, was with the dog?
Best acting experience?
I tricked the question up, just messing with you.
Yes. I thought you said it was a most unusual experience for me, and that was, working with a live animal. It was my first time, in fact, so it was quite a treat.
Very cool. Well, does the commish have any final words to the Lakewood fans?
To Lakewood fans, fantasy football, it can be a great thing. Just know when to say when. Do not cross that line. That's what the movie is all about.
That's the commish with PearlSnapDiscount.com. Thank you, commish. Pros and Cons Red Carpet with PearlSnapDiscount.com. I'm Gadi Elkon with Fat, Drunk, and Stupid. What are you doing here?
You know, it's a premiere. Thought I'd show up for it, but I did quite a bit.
You got dressed up. I mean, tell us.
You know, I told myself that, red carpet, you see them on TV all the time, so I thought I'm going to dress up the same way.
What was it? Well, tell us a little bit about your character and what you get to do in the film.
Well, I play one of the guys playing fantasy football, Fat, Drunk, and Stupid. I actually win. There was some foul play that I didn't find out until later, but, I'm just one of the guys who makes a strange pick that ends up panning out for me at the end of the film. So, yeah.
Have you ever had a fantasy football this crazy?
Oh, no.
Seasons have been good?
I've had many fantasy football experiences, but this one was by far the most insane.
What was it like being able to film, on weekends and kind of crazy hours in the morning?
It was actually the first time that I had been on a late night shoot. All the films that I had done before were mostly daytime, and that took some getting used to. Being up until 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then going to sleep for a few hours, and then going back on set after. That was tough, and it took a lot. Took a lot to get used to for a while. Then when it was done, it was just like, okay, now I got to get back to a normal sleep schedule again. Wonderful. So yeah, it took a while to get used to that. So.
What's it like being able to bring so many of the stars here and so many of the people behind the film to a local place that's showcasing the film in the premiere?
It means it means everything to everybody. I mean, so many people work so hard on this night after night, and to be able to come out to the local venue and people who know that you've been working on this, who have been eager to see the film, to come out and get a chance like this. That this means everything. So it's got to start somewhere. Why not here? So
I think that's the way we'll end it on the red carpet with PearlSnapDiscount.com.